Olá, amigos do Degustando Vinhos. Sejam bem-vindos a mais um programa. Hoje mais um programa especial. Estou aqui na vinícola Bellefont-Belcier e farei daqui a pouco uma entrevista com o Jean, que é o diretor-geral da vinícola, e degustaremos 2 vinhos deles. Já voltamos com a entrevista. Olá, amigos do Degustando Vinhos. Sejam bem-vindos a mais um programa e hoje tenho o grande prazer de estar aqui na vinícola Bellefont-Belcier e quem me recebeu muito bem aqui foi o Jean, o diretor-geral aqui da companhia. Jean, I'm very glad to be here. Welcome to our program and thank you very much for spending your time with us and with this interview. I have 2 questions for you. Firstly, tell us about the history of the wine, the group, and about that you can tell us about these wines that you produce.
Sure, with pleasure. First of all, thank you for coming here, for visiting us. It's a pleasure to have you. For one simple reason, Brazil is an important market for us, and we receive here a lot of Brazilian tourists. So this is a pleasure to have you today on board. Yeah, a few words about us. So our company is called Vinhos Château Bellefont-Belcier. I'm the general manager of the group. And we own 6 estates on the right bank of Bordeaux. When I say right bank, we cover different appellations, starting from La Lande de Pomerol, Pomerol, Saint-Émilion, and Castillon. So we cover most of the different appellations of the right bank, and also most of the different terroirs you can have, because we are going to talk, when we talk about terroir, we're going to talk about limestone, blue clay, and gravel, which are the main type of terroir here. We can have some sandy areas also in Saint-Émilion. This is a family group, very typical from the right bank of Bordeaux. Well, we talk quite often when we come to Bordeaux, left bank, right bank. You know that in the left bank, many estates are very big. They belong sometimes to big companies, big insurance companies, etc. They can be up to 100 and more hectares. Here, the size are much smaller. The average size is around 10 hectares. And for example, today we are in Bellefont-Belcier. We are talking about less than 15 hectares. So these are small estates, and those small estates are owned by family. And here we are in a family group. The family Kwok, Peter Kwok, we started in Bordeaux 25 years ago and bought 6 different estates. And he lives in Hong Kong. He's from Vietnam, and he's a French lover. What we did together was to find estates that were, we say that in a lovely way in Bordeaux, estate that were sleeping beauty. In other words, estate that needed a little kick in the to have a new birth, a rebirth, and that's our job, to find great estates, great terroir, huge potential, and we invest in the terroir, in the chateau, etc., with the good people, with the right team, and we bring back those estates to life. And we're going to have 2 very good examples there. So family estate, who have understood that wine is agriculture, and agriculture is long term. Anybody coming from France or any other part of the world who wants to invest in the wine and wants to get a payback in 4 or 5 years, that's dead. This is long run. When you extract and plant a new plot, for example, just that 6 years. And then after you need to wait that your plot is getting a little bit older to get more complexity, etc., etc. So this is the beauty of that, and the fact that the estates are very small. Again, 15 hectares, a little less in Bellefont-Belcier, means that it's kind of big garden. In my career in the past, I used to run some big estates in Argentina, for example, a winery called Alta Vista, we had like almost 300 hectares. And it's not the same job. It's a great job as well, but not the same. Here you are a gardener. 15 hectares means that you can really have a close contact with each plot, and you can almost know what each vine is trying to tell you. So the bad part of being small is we don't produce many bottles, so we are not very powerful. But the good part here, we can really have we can do fine tuning in the vineyard. We can go in each detail, so that's the most important. So that's about the group. And today we are going to focus on a few wines, and we're going to start with 2 wines. Château Tour Saint-Christophe, the number 1, and then after we will taste Château Bellefont-Belcier. Both wines, we're going to taste the 22 vintage.
22.
Yeah, 22 is really an iconic vintage in Bordeaux. All the best thing that can happen during the season happen in 22. Warm days for the maturity, cold nights for the acidity, so the balance is there. It's one of the very top vintage of the past 10-15 years. So it's a nice opportunity for me to show the wines on a very good angle with a fantastic vintage. But it's a good opportunity to show you 2 wines made by the same people, but 2 terroirs. So it's going to be 2 interpretations of the appellation. I have heard sometimes that people think, Bordeaux, that's the wine of my grandfather, or Bordeaux, it's always tasting the same. Bullshit. Really, bullshit, not true. You're gonna see that 2 different terroirs means 2 very different styles, and that's very, very important. So if you want, we can start with Tour Saint-Christophe. Tour Saint-Christophe is an estate. It's relatively a new story. We bought this estate in 2011. Our first vintage was 2012. Tour Saint-Christophe was only a Grand Cru, and nobody knew Tour Saint-Christophe. 10 years after, in 22, there is a new classification every 10 years in Saint-Emilion, and we've been upgraded Grand Cru Classé, which in 10 years never happened before in Saint-Emilion. So it's a world record for Saint-Emilion. That's the example of, I told you, a Sleeping Beauty that we woke up, and Tour Saint-Christophe became a major success in Bordeaux. We sell also this wine in Brazil, and showing that also you can make beautiful wines, top terroir, and at the end of the day, wines are not crazy expensive. Also something important, because many people think, Bordeaux is too expensive. Wrong. You can find the most expensive wines, but you can find the most incredible values in Bordeaux. So we're going to start with this Tour Saint-Christophe with a very classical blend. 80% Merlot, 20% Cabernet Franc in the wine. And the wine is on pure limestone. When I say limestone, you have that over, and then boom, limestone. So the roots is going to have to go in the limestone. And this is what you're going to find in the glass here. You're going to find the limestone. And how do you recognize the limestone? You're going to have a very supple beginning of rich beginning in the palate, but immediately the middle palate is going to be very long, very sapid. Many people talk about minerality. I don't get this word. Minerality means everything and nothing. Saltiness. Saltiness. You know why? Because limestone is a compilation of seashells.
Yeah.
So the roots are going there. Saltiness.
Yeah.
And this saltiness, I tell you everything before we taste, and then you will understand what I mean. The saltiness is what's gonna make the end of the palate very mouth-watering, very fresh, like waves, like that. This is the signature of limestone. So this is what we're gonna taste right now, if you're okay. So you see, very round attack. You see this middle palate that is very long. On this limestone, you can make the middle palate long, and then on the finish, now you feel your palate, not very nice to say, but that's the reality, mouth watering, salivating. That's the signature of the limestone in your glass. And that's also, when you have this balance, it's a nice way to show the balance between the alcohol, the tannins, and the acidity. Very good balance. What does it mean? It means that the wine is, we just opened the bottle, the wine is open, lots of fruit, immediate pleasure. But with that kind of balance, this is a bottle that you can open in 10, 20, 30, 40 years, no problem. You have that kind of potential there. So you see, and also I told you the balance, Merlot, for the sexiness, the roundness of Merlot, and the Cabernet Franc brings especially in the middle palate, the serious part of that, and help for the long aftertaste. And everything surrounded by a wonderful vintage 22, that is generous, that is sexy because the tannins are very silky, and very well balanced because I told you warm days, so you feel big maturity, but cold nights we kept very good pH, very good acidity, so you have this incredible balance in the wine.
Very good. I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a young baby, of course, and the 22, they were bottled a year ago, but you see, they are already open.
Yeah.
So something important, many people think that you can't drink Bordeaux young. Not true. Imagine that with a nice piece of red meat, juicy red meat.
Very good.
Not bad, huh?
Juicy red meat, and the tongue is dry, this meat in the mouth, and it stays.
So if you like the red wine on the fruit like that, primary fruit, here it's black fruit with some spices, boom, you can open it now, it's perfect. If you want to wait 10 years for a different aspect of the wine, in 10 years you will have a little bit more complexity, you might have the first truffle notes, for example, that's coming after 10 years, and maybe in 20, 25 years, you will have the tertiary aromas, so leather, stuff like that. So it depends how you like a wine, but now the truth is there is a large proportion of people who like wine on the fruit, so they like to drink the wine within 4 or 5 years. But the beauty of Bordeaux is you have the choice. If you buy a case of 12, you can buy one bottle now and another bottle in 2 years, and you can see the evolution if you're patient and if you have a cellar. But this is that type of wine that can really have the time. So to finish with the tasting of Tour Saint Christophe, you feel the limestone. This is a big boy, but with solid tannins. So he's like a boxer. The tannins are really punching you in a good way, but it's really a strong boy, a big boy. This is a wine that we work a lot with this wine with sommelier. We are in the top restaurant all over the world. This is really a strong signature of the terroir of Saint-Emilion. But now we're going to switch to number 2, to Bellefont-Belcier, where we are right now, where we also have limestone and blue clay, but different exposure. We are facing south. So the terroir, the vineyard has a lot of sun during all the year. So Tour Saint Christophe has had an iron hand. This one is going to have an iron hand as well, but with a silky glove. Okay, so you're going to see the impact of the sun. We're going to build a different type of wine here. Here we're going to work on the structure of the tannins, on the texture of the tannins. And when Tour Saint Christophe is a big boy and very geeky for really wine lovers, Bellefont-Belcier is going to play on the elegant side. You see the tannins are going to be very friendly in the palate, almost like tannins of Pomerol. We have a blend which is slightly different here with something like 70% Merlot, 20% Cabernet Franc, and 10% Cabernet Sauvignon.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cabernet Sauvignon is what's going to bring you some spices also at the end. Well, the best way is to taste and to see the difference with Tour Saint-Christophe. First, you see the nose is very open, very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more a floral nose. No oak, bottled a year ago, no oak.
No.
And it was all aged in oak, but no oak flavors.
No oak.
Just fruits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad, huh? You see the difference between those two guys?
Mm-hmm.
The first one was really, you had the feeling of like that. The saltiness, what people call the minerality, very fresh. This one is going to play another, it's going to be another music. This one is going to be more, it's going to be like that. Both of them are very long, mouth-watering at the end, but this is the impact of terroir. Again, same team, same people, same process in the vineyard, but two different results. A good way to show that the terroir is not just a word on a technical sheet. This is a reality in the glass, in the bottle.
Yeah, very different.
And Bellefont-Belcier 22, like Tour Saint-Christophe, is very approachable now, very supple, very drinkable now, but same thing for people who want to keep the wine 20 or 30 years, no problem. You have a perfect balance. So this is really a good example of what we've done in Saint-Emilion, in Bordeaux in general in 22, because of course it's not only our wines that are good in 22, it's the appellation in general. We were very lucky to have a beautiful vintage. Some years before we had an incredible trilogy of 18, 19 and 20, and then 22 came and also very, very impressive vintage. I didn't mention, but all the wines, all our wineries are organic, and those two, Tour Saint-Christophe and Bellefont-Belcier, are organic certified.
Very good. Very good. Well, I'd like to thank you very much for this explanation, these beautiful wines. Eu gostaria de agradecer também quem assistiu o nosso programa. Peço que curtam o vídeo, peço que se inscrevam no canal e peço que divulguem o nosso canal para amigos, familiares e outras pessoas que curtam vinhos. Um abraço a todos e santé!
Santé!
Santé! Cheers!